What's up, everybody? I'm in the process of painting my house. I'm going to show you how I do it. I paint the house about every 8 years or so, and what I do is I do a little section by section. I just finished this little L corner, and then I'm pausing on this part because of the plants, but I've just finished this section and I'm in the process of doing this corner piece. And the next part is going to be right here from this area to the left. First thing I do is remove the window screens. I also remove the downspouts. You want to clean the wall because after years and years, dirt and pollen and grime will build up on the siding, and you don't want to paint over that. Take a water hose and just rinse off the entire wall. And while the wall is wet, I take some bleach, mix it into a pressured spray bottle, about 1/3 mixture bleach. Really soak down the wall good with that bleach solution. I'll take a sponge, get rid of any built up dirt. I put a tarp over the bushes to protect it from the bleach. I also set up a ladder to scrub the gutters. I let the bleach solution sit on the wall for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then I rinse off the wall with plain water. And then I rinse out the bushes to get rid of any residual bleach. And then I let it air dry for 1 day or 2 days. And while that's drying, I'll show my gear that I use. As far as paint goes, I like the best you can get from Sherwin Williams. This emerald, and you can get it color matched. At the paint store, they have thousands of these little color swatches. So I picked one that matched my original siding, and this is the color numbers, little sticker that I peeled off the bucket. For the white trim paint, this is what I use. Extra white. You want really good paint brushes. I get these things called Purdy. So it's a few days later. It's amazing how clean the wall gets from that bleach treatment. And I carefully examine the wall. See if there's any rotten wood. Kind of press on stuff. Do a visual inspection. If there's rotten wood, it'll kind of feel smushy. I do notice there's a little bit of bubbling paint right here. The wood is still good, so I'll just have to clean that up and re-caulk it. The stabilizer bar comes in handy. You set it on the roof. And the ladder is out from the gutter. Can work on the wood. I noticed there's like a bubbled spot. The wood is still good. I'm not sure why it was bubbling. Doesn't feel like it's moist or anything, but I'll let this air dry for a few days before I prime it and repaint it. For primer, I like oil-based Kills. And my house siding is wood, and I noticed sometimes it gets little cracks, but I'll inspect it, make sure it's not rotten, and then I'll caulk this little area. For caulking, I like this stuff, OSI Quad Max. If there was any signs of a crack, I caulked all the edges, but I lucked out and there was no actual rotten wood on this wall. I do have some rotten wood right here. So when I get to this point, I'll make another video on how I fix this. This is an easy way to stir up the paint. Use this 2-inch brush for the bulk of the trim. You can be kind of sloppy with the trim paint. Because when I come back to paint the siding, I'll cut it in real close and it'll look good. For intricate work and around the windows, I use this edging brush. And to clean the brushes, I use water, dish soap, and a brush. So I do 2 coats. The first coat is all the white under the eave, all around the windows. And then the next day I'll do a second coat, but just on the weather exposed parts, like this top board and the bottoms of the windowsills. Take a piece of rope with a little hook on the end. Makes it easy to carry the paint around. Since this 5-gallon bucket has a deep groove around the lid, I take some duct tape, put it right here so when I pour the paint, it doesn't get in that groove and it'll flow down. For this bottom edge, I take a piece of cardboard. This is a good spot where the ladder jack and aluminum plank come in handy because the AC unit blocks access. Now I can just climb up and stand on the plank to paint this part of the wall. And with the siding, I also do 2 coats. First coat is overall, and then the second coat is just on the bottom edge of these siding boards. If If you get a little paint on the glass, take a razor blade. On the window screens, I like to put these little rubber risers on the bottom edge. And it lifts the metal frame off the wood so moisture can run down outwards. I also paint the gutter and the screw heads. Here's a close-up of the sharp edge of the house paint when you come in at the second coat. This is the area that was caulked. It's totally undetectable. So it'll take about 2 months to paint my house, doing it section by section. Each section takes about 2 weeks as I go from spot to spot. That's our little chill spot, lookout perch.